Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Hon, and welcome back to another Dungeons & Dragons character conversion. Guess what? Today I'm doing some video game characters I actually have experience with. Woohoo! Wait, you didn't have experience with the other video game characters? That's why I said in every single video that I did covering a video game character I had no experience with. Anyway, today I'm doing Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog. Tulok has been doing some Christmas special where he does 2 characters every single video. I'm not doing that for this month of December. I'm just doing it for this one time, and whenever I get to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles builds, I'll have all 4 of them in one video. Wish me luck on that one. But that's it. I'll have a Christmas special near Christmas time. I'm gonna have to make sure to record it because my family's planning a trip to visit other family members for a big event. So I'll have to pre-record that one. Other than that, everything should be going as normal. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. I would have actually done Sonic and Shadow way sooner, but there has never been a good way of actually making Sonic the Hedgehog or Shadow the Hedgehog. You can probably cheese Shadow the Hedgehog's build by doing a CMYK hybrid, but that really isn't accurate with his lore. So hold on, are you going to be doing the faster than a speeding bullet build and use a tabaxi? No, that is stupid. Also, I am waiting for a response on the rulings for the dash action because something doesn't seem right about the way they were using it in some of those types of builds. But faster than a speeding bullet. And we'll get something similar to that. But I'm not going to be doing the calculations on how fast they're going, because I don't have the exact ruling. Something tells me that that video is not doing it rules as written, but rules as interpreted, and they are interpreting it very, very wrong. Anyway, let's get into the video before this video becomes longer than I want it to be. Starting off with stats, we are using the point buy system as we always do. Dexterity and wisdom are going to be our highest stats out of 15. Intelligence out of 11. Strength, constitution, and charisma are all going to be a 10. Now for race, I'm actually going to surprise everyone by doing the Hedgehog race. You could probably just pick custom lineage to grab the mobile feat. That way you have a 40-foot moving speed at level 1. But I wanted the Hedgehog feat, the Hedgehog race, solely for the rabbit hop feature that we get. That gives us a bonus action for jumping a number of feet equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus. And once we get to level 20, which we'll be doing in this video, we get to jump, as a bonus action, 30 extra feet. Which is pretty good. Now, granted, you probably could take a look at my video for Parkour Master and just use it as Sonic's build and Shadow's build and just substitute classes when needed. But I'm doing something different with this build. Way different. Now for the ability score increases. Hedgehog gets a +1 to 3 different stats for this video. You could also do 2 to 1 stat and 1 to another, but for simplicity, we're just doing 1, 2, 3 different stats. That way we can round off each of our higher stats. 16 for dexterity and wisdom, and 12 for our intelligence. You also get a skill proficiency in perception. You also have hair trigger and lucky footwork. Moving on to background. For Sonic, I wanted to get the folk hero. Most of his build is actually going to represent him in every single video game, but I do want to represent the Sonic and the Black Knight video game as well, since he does wield a sword, which is important for Dungeons & Dragons to have some sort of weapon. But I do have it to where you can still do Sonic's generic attacks. And Folk Hero actually makes most sense, especially for Sonic and the Black Knight. You get proficiency in animal handling and survival, as well as Weaver's Tools and land vehicles. There have been multiple times where Sonic has used a land vehicle. You also get Rustic Hospitality as a feature. For Shadow, we're going to do the Black Fist Double Agent. This is to reference Sonic the Hedgehog's video game, where you are able to pick one side or the other. Fight for good or fight for evil, or just be a neutral cause. And that is basically what the Black Fist Double Agent does. You get the feature Double Agent, as well as skill proficiencies in Deception and Insight. For tools, we're going to actually switch up the tools because I really didn't like them. We're going to go with the Forgery Kit and Land Vehicles, since Shadow has been seen a lot more with land vehicles than Sonic has. Moving on to race, we're actually going to... not race, class. With class, we're going to start off with the Fighter class, just so we can get an extra few hit points in. Starting with 10 hit points is actually pretty good, especially since we don't really have much of a constitution to work with. Also, the Rabbit Hop feature was important for the Harangon because we didn't have a strength score. If we had a good strength score, then we would have had a better jump distance. But we needed the Harangon feature for that jump distance. Anyway, that rambling, moving on. Wow, I didn't grab skills. Athletics and acrobatics are going to be the skills you'll want for your fighter. I don't know why I did not put them in here. Anyway, for fighting style, for Sonic, go with superior technique and grab evasive footwork. This will give us a bonus to our AC while we are moving. For Shadow, close quarter shooter, for those guns. Now, before I continue, I do want to let you know that if you want to see the full build, you'll need to stay till the end of the video. Also, one of my viewers has stated that they wanted spell lists for my characters, and I will be granting that request in this video. Wait a second. Spell list for Sonic? Sonic and Shadow don't use spells. Well, unless they're using Chaos Control, but other than that... Listen, yes, I know that, but I'll explain that once we get to the spell list, and the class necessary for the spell list, which is at the end of the video, by the way, so stay tuned for that. Alright, finally we get Second Wind, which gives us some extra hit points. Next, we're going to multi-class into Monk. This will give us unarmored defense and martial arts, as well as an extra 1d8 hit die, but that's not important. Level 2 fighters get the most important ability from the fighter class, and that is Action Surge. We get one additional action on each of our turns. So we have our normal action, our bonus action, and our Action Surge action. Pretty useful. Moving on to level 2 Monk, we get our key feature and our unarmored movement, which increases our movement speed by 10. Once we get to a certain level, that'll be a plus 15, but we're not covering that just yet. By the way, our key save DC uses our Wisdom modifier. Level 3 Monks get a Monastic Tradition. We're grabbing Living Weapon. That's because we get Fists of Bone and Steel, Martial Discipline, and Mutable Strike. Mutable Strike allows us to change our unarmored attacks damage typing between slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning. We'll just keep it as bludgeoning because it makes sense. But if you wanted to go for Sonic the Werehog, there is a martial discipline known as Traveler's Blade, which increases our reach by 5 feet, which I thought was pretty cool. However, we are just going with the Forged Heart for our build because our weapon attacks, our unarmed strikes are treated as adamantine attacks, which is amazing and useful because most of the time we are hitting a bunch of Eggman's constructs. And most of the constructs found in Dungeons & Dragons require you to damage them with adamantine weaponry. And since Forged Hearts treats our attacks as adamantine attacks, we get past that resistance. Moving forward with Monk level 4, we get Slow Fall and Quicken Healing. Go ahead and also increase your intelligence to a 14. I think you all know where this is going. We are grabbing a level in Artificer. Yes, Sonic and Shadow do not have access to spells unless it's from the Chaos Emeralds. However, they have gotten access to a bunch of different pieces of tech. Whether it be from Eggman, unintentionally, from Tails, or, as seen in the Shadow the Hedgehog video game, from government soldiers. So, yes, Artificer, as it's incorrectly pronounced, is Artificer. Why did I say Artificer? That's wrong. Wrong pronunciation. Artificer gets spellcasting using the intelligence modifier. And we're supposed to get proficiency in firearms, but I might be looking into that wrong. So you can ignore that. We do get another 1d8 hit die. We get magical tinkering as well, which isn't as important. Level 2 Artificers get Infuse Item, and there are some actually very good items, and I would recommend for Shadow at the very least to have that repeating shot infuse item and infuse it in one of your firearms. That way you don't have to reload. It will give you one piece of ammunition automatically, which is amazing. Moving on to Artificer level 3, we're going to get an Artificer Specialist, and we're going to pick Maverick from the Exploring Eberron book. This will give us arcane breakthroughs. We get to choose one class's spell list, and it becomes part of our arcane breakthroughs spell list. We're going to pick Ranger. We get to pick one additional spell to prepare from this spell list, and it does not count against the number of spells we can prepare, which, by the way, is 4 spells. We also get Cantrip Specialist, which allows us to get an additional cantrip. So 3 cantrips in total. We can either get it from our Artificer spell list or from our Breakthrough spell list. I'll also make sure to list that at the end of the video. And once we get to certain levels, I believe it is 5 and 9, we get to choose one more class to add to our Breakthrough spell lists. Level 4 Artificers can get an ability score improvement or a feat. We're going to grab a feat, most importantly the athletic feat. Increase your dexterity by 1, making it a 17. Level 5 Monks get an extra attack, stunning strike, and focused aim. Level 5 Artificers get Cantrip Savant. I can't quite remember what this does. If I remember correctly, though, this gives us a +1 bonus to our cantrips spells. I think it's for attacks, to the attack roll or damage roll. I can't remember which one. Moving on to Monk level 6, we get Key Empowered Strikes and Manifest Blow. which increases the damage output of our unarmed strikes. Also, at this point, we have a plus 15 on our movement speed. So currently, that is a 45 movement speed, 55 movement speed thanks to mobile. If we get mobile, which we don't have yet. So 45 movement speed. Moving on to level 6 Artificer, we get Tool Expertise. And finally, Monk level 7 for Evasion and Stillness of Mind. This is where we are going to... I think we're going to split off here? No, not yet. Artificer level 7 gets Flash of Genius. And level 8 Artificer can get an ability score improvement or an additional feat. Grab a feat and grab Dexterity. +1 to it, and you now have proficiency in Dexterity saving throws. Now this is where we're going to split off and show you the differences between Sonic's build and Shadow's build. Starting off with... Oh, for goodness sake, I forgot level 9 Artificer, Superior Breakthroughs, and Work in Progress. Now, Sonic's build. After spell lists, we get recommended spells, Lightning Lure and Thunderclap for our cantrips. First level spells, Jump and Long Strider. Second level spell, Blur, and third level spell, Haste. This is why we needed Artificer level 9. You could have gone to a 14 level Artificer to grab an infusion for Boots of Speed, but that would mean missing out on a lot of features from Monk. For your breakthrough spells, Hunter's Mark from Ranger spell list, a Charlatan Stride from the Ranger spell list, Misty Step from the Warlock spell list, Eldritch Blast from the Warlock spell list if you're looking for Chaos Control, in order to get some Chaos Blasts, and Vicious Mockery from Bard if you're looking for Sonic's Classic Mockery, You're Too Slow. Now, splitting off into Sonic. Level 8 Monk gets the Mobile Feat, which will increase our speed by 10. Level 9 Monk gets an Unarmored Movement Improvement, which allows us to run on walls and over water. Just don't stop or you'll sink and drown. Now for Shadow, we're actually going to increase our Fighter level to a 3. So far we have 3 levels in Fighter, 7 levels in Monk, and 9 levels in Artificer. For our Martial Archetype with our Fighter, we are grabbing Gunslinger. We'll get Firearm Proficiency if we did not have it already. We also get Gunsmith and Adept Marksman, which gives us Trick Shots. Our Grit points are equal to our Wisdom modifier, which is currently 3. But we also get the Trick Shots, Disarming Shot, and Violent Shot for this particular build because I thought it was more important. Our Trick Shot save DC is 8, plus our Proficiency bonus, plus our Dexterity modifier. And for Shadow's last level, go ahead and grab Fighter level 4 in Mobile, giving him an extra 10 feet of movement. Okay, now that I've finally remembered this stupid PowerPoint, that's it for the build. Builds up. Sonic and Shadow. The differences are easy to spot, and you can, in fact, take these levels whenever you want. I just saved the differentiation at the end to make things easier to follow. I do hope you enjoyed, and until next time, this has been Drayhan, and I am offline. I need to take a nap.